Live on Stream It Sports NoCo, it's Northern Colorado High School Soccer. This broadcast is brought to you by Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play on Stream It Sports.
Overall, you good, Kev?
Yep.
Welcome to Poudre School District Sports. Tonight's live from beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. We're on Stream It Sports with varsity boys soccer with the hometown cross-rival matchup, Fort Collins and the SaberCats from Fossil Ridge. Hello, everybody. I'm David Haase, along with special guest Kevin Lytle, Randy McCoy on tech tonight, taking the night off for his throat, and Max Fink on camera. So, Kevin, a little local inner-city matchup here, and early season still.
Yeah, this is a good time for. I like these games. Both teams have several games under their belt, 6 and 7 respectively. But kind of mid-season, you're a couple games into conference play, but the season goes fast. You only have 7 or 8 after this, so all of a sudden, kind of at this point, you really start ramping up, start kind of eyeing postseason positioning and things like that. And these teams kind of know what they are right now, what they have to work on, and certainly what their ambitions can be.
Collins is not too surprising, off to a very strong start this year.
Yeah, they're kind of just a juggernaut of a program. Justin Stevens does a great job year in, year out. No matter how many kids they graduate, they seem to be really good. 2 years ago, they were in the Sweet 16. Last year, made it all the way to semifinals, lost to eventual champion Broomfield in a really close game. It really could have gone either way. And, that's one of those, I forget the exact number, but they had some 12 seniors on that team, so you think drop off, but not with Justin Stevens and not with Fort Collins soccer teams in general. There's so much talent here, and the Lampkins are just rolling. They're number 5 in the coaches poll, number 8 in RPI, which is what you need to look at for playoff positioning. They look like they're a team that once again can make a playoff run.
And then conversely on the other side, this is kind of a rebuilding year for the SaberCats and Fossil Ridge. Coach Speed, his boys had the one win out of conference and just trying to build and keep improving.
Yeah, exactly. They're searching for some consistent, better play. They've lost 4 in a row. That one win you mentioned against Windsor, they beat them up pretty good. I think it was 5-1 for Fossil Ridge. So there's some talent there. This team last year made the Sweet 16. 2 years ago was really the best story in the state of Colorado soccer-wise. They snuck into the playoffs as I believe as the 30 or 31 seed, made it all the way to the semifinals. One of the most remarkable runs I've ever seen. And just lost a heartbreaker there in the semis, but what a great run that was. So this is a team that, obviously, if they can get going and sneak into the playoffs, you don't want to face them, but they're searching for that consistency. And the tough thing, the Front Range League is always so good. You don't really get any time to relax because day in, day out, you're playing really good teams just like they are tonight.
Not many walkovers, that's for sure.
No, I mean, we just saw right before this was Rocky Mountain Broomfield, 2 really good teams. Broomfield, like I said, is defending champ, and Rocky's having a good year. It kind of just shows the strength of this conference.
And it was a 3-2 victory for the Eagles from Broomfield over the Lobos from Rocky Mountain. And, a great night to play. A little bit of a breeze, but not bad. It's pleasant, not that chilly. I think there's going to be a lot of people on this side, on the west side, that'll be getting their coats on and getting blankets out here in a bit because we just finally dipped into the normal temperatures of fall. And those sitting across the way, as you can kind of see on our camera, still got some sunshine over there and We'll watch them migrate up as the sun keeps going down here in a few minutes, and we'll see if that breeze goes away or not.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect temperature for players, though. You can run all night and not overheat or anything.
It's a great night to compete.
So we'll see how this one shapes up early on for Collins. Like I say, obviously, by the numbers, is sort of expected to be the dominant team. We'll see if Fossil Ridge sets up defensively. Or if there's some teams that like to try and take an attack too, when they're sort of the underdog. So we'll see how they approach this game.
Well, and two big stories early in the season for Collins. One's a senior, not unexpected, and a freshman who's a little unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool. Anthony Priest, 6 goals, 8 assists for Fort Collins, just a really talented player. They have a lot of them. Alec Fronopfel in midfield as well. And then you look at freshman Oliver Ramirez has 5 goals. He just had a really big game last week, I believe it was. So that's how, we were talking at the start, how they kind of every year seem to be good. That's how you do it when you sort of mix in freshmen, sophomores with your juniors and seniors.
Any injuries that would have been a downturn tonight? We hadn't really got anything from the coaches so far, but didn't see too many guys just standing around in street clothes.
There's Anthony
rush
Priest.
On the ball.
Yeah, that's Anthony Priest right there.
And
just off the post.
Just skinnied it by. Just the width of the ball itself, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of him on the ball. Just really talented kid.
And the breakaway there. I mean, you can have footwork and you can have speed, and every athlete and every coach knows that they're not the same thing. You can be quick and you can be fast, but that always doesn't go together. He kind of exhibited both there.
Yeah, and ball control speed is a special thing in soccer. You see some players that can, straight line, be fast, but when you put the ball at their feet, they slow way down. Anthony is one of those kids that does not do that. He's as fast, and there's sometimes it even feels like they're faster with the ball.
Little takedown from behind there, no call.
There's another
minor one.
That was Alec Fronopfel with the cross. 6 and 7 there if you're watching at home. Those are the two guys that kind of key the attack for Fort Collins. They're really dangerous, and by the end of this year, they're both going to put up huge goal and assist numbers. Honestly, both are probably going to be on the All-State team.
A little bit of a takedown, a little too much on the footwork there, but as you see the games get going, I always see if the game has its moments where, kids just get running, get the juices going, and all of a sudden there with Priest just about snuck one in right before everybody got woke.
Yeah, and you can see Fossil Ridge has come out pretty aggressive early on. They're putting a lot of numbers forward. I kind of like this mindset of trying to attack, see if they can't get, like you say, early on, sort of surprise Fort Collins a little bit before they settle into the game. And that's certainly dangerous. It can lead to counterattacks, but, why the heck not? It's worth a shot.
Yeah, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and these kids, and we say that in so many sports that we're able to deal with streaming sports here in northern Colorado, that, they've been competing against each other for, 6-7 years.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these kids, honestly, a lot of these kids probably play together on Arsenal club teams. And if not together, like you say, they play against each other. So all these players know each other. The soccer community, it's pretty tight, with so many kids playing either Arsenal or Storm up here. They all kind of know each other, and you see each other at all these tournaments all summer long.
Campana coming in with the big throw. There it is.
Flip throw. Those are...
Laid it up on the line. It worked.
And it's in.
And it worked. Highlight time. When I saw him retreating back over here to the fence, Mauricio Campana, and I thought, okay, that's going to have a little extra mustard on it, and he laid that right on the number, didn't he?
Yep, I think that was Jake Rodemaker that got the little flick on for the goal. That flip throw, man, it is dangerous. We've seen it on the girls' side. You see it actually a little bit more. You don't see it that frequently on the guys' side, but if you can place it perfectly like he did there, what a weapon.
That was, the goalie's got either you go rushing into it and you just try to knock everybody down and hopefully nothing caroms, or you just got to wait.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those.
He was in no man's land.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so dangerous. So, and 3 minutes in, Fort Collins jumps out.
Back strong on defense too, Fossil. There, you can say they ran back to get in front of what they know is going to be an attempt like that, and then you get a throw in.
Yep,
that's hard to top. Good jump in front there on the top of that.
Yeah, I think that is
looked like Schlegel.
Yep, Schlegel, really strong defender. Good block there, because that was another dangerous play off a throw, and those throw-ins really need to be dangerous. And we'll talk more, corner kicks and set pieces, how those are really good chances to score. And if you do a throw incorrectly, it's the exact same thing as when we've seen twice now. It's such a way to maximize your scoring potential, which is really what it's all about, because it can be hard to come by through the run of play. In the run of play, you have to string together so many passes or well-timed runs and plays that's hard to create goals.
Collins back on the attack. Nice job of getting a little picket line set back behind there, though, by Fossil. They had the 5 there really quick on the 3, so not enough numbers. Priest, look at the attention he's got in the 2. You get 3 white jerseys all around him. Say, we got to force him to get rid of the ball, don't you?
Yep. And obviously, these teams know each other really well, and even if you don't, it's not hard to catch the signal of who the danger guys are.
Yep. Campana tried to cut that off, but did succeed in slowing that down. Beautiful night here in Fort Collins. We're at French Field, the multi-sport complex for the city. Soon to be one of 2 in a few more years, hopefully.
I think it's finally a go, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Took a while to get through some litigation, but
yeah, we had
PSD is growing.
We had one person with the right education, the time, and the attitude to cost the school district a couple $1 million, if not more. Almost a carom there. That's like the, oh no, I didn't just clear that in front of my goal moment.
Hold your breath a little bit.
Yeah.
As that one bounces wide. So bright start here from Fort Collins. They've been able to counter well. That front trio of Frontenac, Priest, and Rodemaker is quite a handful. 6, 7, 8 conveniently numbered for us.
Yeah, that's always appreciated. Hard as it is, because if they're frozen for a second, you can see the numbers on these jerseys fine, but nobody stands still very long.
Nope. It's not like football where they kind of load everyone off the pile and you can see who comes out the bottom.
Some pretty cool footwork, but nice little takeaway.
Yeah. Nice tackle from Krieger there for Fossil Ridge. And the tricky thing for Fossil Ridge is now, it's easy to think, this is top 10 semifinal team. We're down goal. We need to rush and get back right away. Is stay patient, not try and rush things, not try and overcommit things.
Yeah.
You'll still get your chances. There are plenty of time,
Long shot taken.
We have 70 minutes left in the game, so
that was just
you don't need to rush it.
Yeah, that was just a shot taken there, I think, is because they felt a little gummed up, didn't he? He's just going to try to take one over the top corner.
Yep. Get some space there, 25 yards out. Why not have a little hit?
And the soccer equivalent of the kicking it out of bounds on the kickoff.
Not quite where you want it.
Nope. Well, not a cloud to the east of us. What a gorgeous night to be out here supporting Pooter school athletes, I should say. Rocky Mountain, we said before that, had a tough contest, but with one of the top teams in the state, and just lost by a goal, 3-2. Prior, Pooter's playing tonight too, but I'm not sure where. I thought I saw on the schedule.
Yeah, I can't remember where off the top of my head, but both Rocky and Pooter having really nice bounce back seasons. I'm excited to see those two Thursday night.
Yep. A little setup there for you.
Promo.
Yeah. .31:40 left here in our first half, and the 1-0 lead for the SaberCats came really early on a throw-in that was dropped in like Tiger Woods had his best wedge shot of the weekend, right in front of the goal, and just a header took it in, I believe it was.
Yep. Perfectly placed flip throw and a little flick-in header. It's almost like if you watch hockey, big slap shot from the point, forward standing in front, just a small deflection, throw off the goalie. That's basically what the flick was, just slightly changed direction right in front of the goalie, and there's really nothing you can do.
Well, and that's the tough part for the goalie. Everything moving in front of him, there's a mass that's not standing still, so you don't have the prediction of saying, okay, well, I know which way this is coming from.
Yeah, because there were probably 6 bodies right in front of him, and any one of them was close enough that they could have deflected it. So it's really hard to.
And at the same time, you also got to watch the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
But other than that, It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Those are goalkeepers.
Great turn. That's one of the things, boy, just to change the direction. You get to see it so often. You know, you catch just on highlights on TV, but pretty much every play has got something like we just saw right there from Arterburn. It's you know, stop, start, and turn, and the skill level of these kids is so impressive.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in
Carlton pushing it down.
Both these groups.
Yeah, sometimes if you're, you know, we're talking about how you can just try to stop somebody from scoring, and you may be successful at that part of it, but then do you have that balance to take you back the other direction and that mindset to turn back around and go after, you know, your far side? Most of this first 10, 15 minutes here has all been played on the north side of this field.
Yeah, I mean, soccer is all about transitions and to use a phrase that Mike Bobo's been using lately is tied together, is you have to keep everyone. If your defense gets too separated from your midfield too far from your forwards, that just opens up space that the opponents can exploit. So you have to, while defend compactly, and then when you get the ball back, you want to quickly spring into attack, but still keep everyone pretty close together, or else once you lose the ball, you're vulnerable again. So it's a lot of moving pieces at once, and it's sometimes hard to see how they all relate or tie together, but if they don't, all of a sudden you can find holes. We're going to get another long throw here.
Thrown by Bergerson. Nope. Gave it back. Richard Nag there, number
play
5.
Short. There's a chance right there.
Good hustle across
well
there.
defended.
Yeah, is that Campana again?
Yep. Yeah, he's had a good first 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Still see just enough of sunshine down there on that goal that the Lampkins are defending.
Yep. Here's another one of those set-piece chances. Bostock going to play this one in.
Bring in really close to the edge,
man.
just off the crossbar.
There it was,
right over
just
the top,
high.
too. Yep. Great
I
placement.
think that's
Again,
Tyler Haase on the header there. That was a great ball by Bostock. And that's where those set pieces are kind of the great equalizer. If you are well organized on those, it doesn't really matter. You can, what team you are. You can create chances on set pieces. And that was a great one there. Almost tied it up.
There's a strong neck. Shot out here. Priest on the wing by himself. Centers it. Great job of getting back by the SaberCats there. Basically selling out the body, taking the play away. Now going back upfield.
Great run there.
No, it really was. That was, yep. Tyler Haase. No relation. Oh. Innocent bystander in the cheer line over here took the ball off the pitch in one hop. The hitter didn't even break formation.
Gotta stay focused.
That's right.
In.
There we go. Fossil here for a couple minutes of really pressing the offensive end. The ebb and flow of the game, like you're talking about, you're gonna see that just efforts kind of go up and down, and control it for a few minutes, increase your chances.
Yeah, this has been a good couple minutes for Fusselridge here. Kind of pinning Fort Collins deep. They're trying to get some crossing, get some headers on the ball.
Yeah, with 2 real good attempts already, just didn't get to capitalize that like Collins did with the throw-in.
Yep.
Takeaway there, trying to move it back down. Running in tandem here. You just see finally get the clearing. But after about 10 to 12 minutes, when you're next to somebody for so long. Good little heel set there.
Fossil Ridge has some numbers up now. And here's where you'll see Fort Collins spring pretty quickly from defense to attack with that front three.
Yeah, great job of setting that back up, trying to get over Priest, just overruns him. He couldn't stop in time. No, actually, that what Priest was on the far side there. Beltran, number 10. Nice crowd still kind of rolling in here. Got upwards of 100 plus for a Tuesday night too.
Not bad at all.
Fossil Ridge a little bit more set now.
Yeah, they're controlling the ball well.
Yeah. Got to take a shot there. Nice job of getting in front of that too though by Sanders. And somewhere along the way, I mean, do you want to take a 5 to 10 yard shot and you got to stand in front of it? There's more than a little bit of
Gets a little
courage.
Stingy.
Yeah. Great reversal there. That was a pretty athletic move.
Yeah, that's good defensive play and escape there. Relieve pressure. So yeah, Fossil Ridge really controlling it right now. This has been a really strong couple minutes for the SaberCats. They're just seeking that one final ball to get someone a clean look on goal. That's one thing they haven't been able to get clean from the run of play.
Well, like most successful teams, you've seen the goalkeeping for, Mason Gilbert down there, number 1 for the Lambkins has had a successful season.
Yeah, and Collins has only allowed 6 goals in the 6 games they've played, which is about the rate they always go. They're always at about a goal or slightly less against every game, which is one of the reasons they're a perennial playoff run type of team.
Defense will win just about in every sport.
Yep, no joke.
.22 to 50 now left in this half.
See this.
We get another replay
it's a
here.
little far. It's about the same spot as the flip pro, but Campana just subbed out, and probably don't have multiple guys on the team that are doing that. So
long cross there, gets away. Always got to say it's good to see these all the kids that end up helping here, the younger kids that get to be the chasing and ball boys, and
it's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
I did that for years when my brother was playing high school, and then when I was on the freshman team. It's not fun. Especially you're always coming from practice. You're already tired. Then you go double up the amount of running. Double up the amount of running you've done already. Mom probably likes it. You go home all tired and don't whine. Just go to bed.
Eat, do your homework, go to bed. Well, a lot of these guys will too. They're going to, if you know the statistic, what an average time on the field equates to in distance traveled, it's got to be pretty fair.
Yeah, it's a ton. I mean,
very little of it at a
These guys who play almost all game will easily cover, anywhere 5 to 10 miles in a game.
Nice job again. Fossil really stopping the second and third pass
those
now.
First 5 minutes or so, Fort Collins had some really dangerous breaks, but
that was
there's a late tackle.
Yeah, that was more like a scissor grab too. That was
Frontenfeld gets a little talking to from the referee. He kind of points at some other spots where he says, "Any more, you get a card."
Yeah, that was a.
That's Carlton. Hopefully, he's going to be all right there. I think guy's ankle rolled up a bit.
Yeah,
looks like.
Like I say, it was more of it's kind of a reach, and then one leg just pulled it in, almost a figure four.
Yeah.
That's going to take a moment for a trainer out there. So we'll have stoppage of play here, and we'll be right back after this commercial. You're watching Stream It Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a Rogue, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I make my coffee at home.
I cut my own hair.
I buy in bulk.
So do I.
Jag tar med mitt eget godis när jag går på bio.
I still use my parents' TV login.
Saving is in style. Start saving with the Anywhere account today.
Back here now at French Field. A little injury time out there. Carlton for the SaberCats helped off. Hopefully just an ankle roll, but had to get assisted there. And
Yeah, hopefully that's one of those that just hurts. And work it off after a bit. Oh, there's a nice ball in.
yeah, take it down, trying to hold position.
It's Pedersen trying to hold him off.
Yeah, and that's a big kick across.
Shot from distance. Just trying
Yeah,
to test
just
the goalkeeper.
A little bit, see if he's staying awake back behind
he got
there.
a nice little one hop into the stomach.
Well, it's one of those we probably would have liked to take it towards the far corner and
Yeah.
just didn't get to it.
Yep. The goal looks big and gaping when you're
Yeah.
staring at it from
Priest
20
is
yards.
running around people. That's
Yeah.
some serious speed.
And man, you can see
He drew.
the attention he draws. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. They kind of
Yeah, like
circle
oh no.
around
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
which obviously is smart, but the danger is if he can find a pass through that, there are going to be some open people.
Again, four right in front, crossed over. Nice job of stepping through it, though. SaberCats get a chance to clear it out.
Pedersen will earn a free kick.
Yep.
It's a little tugging and pulling both ways.
Out. I had the beholder.
Yep.
I like that call there. It wasn't. I don't know how much intent was. There's a little bit of hip left there, but the Fossil Ridge player was up in the air, and if you undercut somebody, he came down. One of those where your spine is straight and you land, and
those can be
for a
tough.
second. Yeah, for a second, it doesn't. You don't know what happened because you're stunned. Everything gets compacted.
There's another chance. Curl the free kick in. They'll probably try and drop this if you're looking at the football yards lines. Try and drop it right about the 5-yard line, which is about the 12 from where the goal is.
Can't see who's got that kick opportunity over there, but he's just getting replaced.
I think there might be a blood thing.
Yeah.
Gotta leave the field with some blood.
Uh-huh.
The way he's going off.
Yeah. And yep, Mom, he's wiping his jersey.
Yep.
Handled nicely by the Collins there. That was a little quick elbow flip there that kind of goes the continuation of the ball, so allowed, I think, or just not seen.
Yeah, I think
We have got a vantage point that not many will have. Lampkin's back in force there, four players deeper than anybody.
I mean, Fossil Ridge keeps getting the ball to dangerous spots. They just can't get that one opening to get a clean, dangerous shot on goal. But you can see they're frustrating Fort Collins now. And how many? That's 3 fouls in about a minute.
Yeah,
which is kind of a frustration.
Well, that's due to pressure.
Yep. You know, there's a team that's used to controlling a lot of the games they play in, and if you make them uncomfortable,
that's what you want to try to take them out of their game.
Yep. And that's where it goes back to a lot of the familiarity between these two. If he's on, that's dangerous. Oh, wow.
What a great pass. And just
Berkeley
a
Fuller had a
break.
chance there.
Yeah.
Just couldn't wrap his foot around it to keep it low. Those are tough as they're bouncing, but what a great ball. They timed it well, and I think Fort Collins is trying to play them offside, but the assistant referee there on the side, she clearly waved on, saying they're on, play on. Fuller just couldn't keep it on frame.
Yeah, he didn't have time to let that settle down any lower because he knew he had a defender coming right behind him.
It's one of those, that's hard too. As it's bouncing, you think you can hit it.
Foster Ridge player went in to steal away, but ate a knee for his effort.
Yep. That was a tough tackle.
Yeah. And we've got a timeout down there too, so hopefully young man will be up and running here soon, but we'll be right back. You're watching Stream It Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I make my coffee at home.
I cut my own hair.
I buy in bulk. So do I. Jag tar med mitt eget godis när jag går på bio.
I still use my parents' TV login.
Saving is in style. Start saving with the Anywhere account today.
We're back here now live at French Field. The SaberCat player able to get up and go, kind of caught a knee in the head, Kevin, on that tackle, I believe. And
that was hard collision. Drew Bull there walking off. Looking like he's all right. Trainer's walking away from him. That's always a good sign.
Just a flesh wound.
You can get those playing on these turf fields. Everyone plays on now. Not to do a back in my day, but we were about half and half. Half your games would be on grass, half would be on this stuff. And it totally changes how you play, but I think everyone's used to it now since almost every game is on the turf. But, man, slide tackles, they burn you up pretty good.
Yeah. It's for durability, not for soft touch.
Collins has some numbers in the middle. Priest can get in. That was well defended. Foster Ridge, it looked like they were vulnerable there for a second, but they got some good numbers back.
Looked like that was Bostock, too, kind of closing down, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Number 8. You kind of match everybody else, but you need somebody from the mids to come back up and really fill that next gap.
Short corner.
Just more of a handoff of set play.
Yeah, you could see how they set up, though, on the quick passes, and then you had 13 Dylan Katzman running in. The whole plan was to kind of tee one up for him to just smash from about 20 yards out. But Foster Ridge defended well. He was under pressure, and hard to hit those when you have someone running right in your face.
Keeper sends it well down to midfield, but headed out. Fossil will still progress the ball, toss it in. Hustling down now. There's some decent numbers if they can get it back to the middle, but Collins is hustling.
Yeah, look at the Collins team defense. Look at how many. There were 8 guys kind of spread out at the top of the box there to defend that.
Yeah, they had that moment, and then all of a sudden, about 5 more strides. If you have to take time with the ball, all of a sudden the cavalry's there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, for half a second it looks like an opening, then nothing. I think we had an offside down there.
Yeah.
Somewhat unclear in their communication, but free kick for Collins, get a chance to relieve pressure.
Collins fairly early in this half got a goal, and since then it's just kind of been a nice little tug of war.
It's been pretty even, really. I mean, like I say, Fort Collins had a good number of chances in the first 5 minutes.
Fossil closed there with a couple that opportunities, but by the narrow miss, it's Still 1-0.
Yep. Here's another one of those throwing opportunities. Looks like Bergerson's coming over to take it. They had one earlier where you kind of throw it right in the mixer there. Again, kind of how Fort Collins scored. See if you can't get a deflection or something crazy happen right in the middle.
Tosses it high up right in the corner of the goal.
There it is. I mean, that was basically the exact same thing. It just got deflected wide rather than in.
And that's when everybody's looking in the air and all the interesting stuff is going on down and around the goal.
Oh, yeah. You're doing some tugging and leaning some hips in, a little body weight management. Bostek with the corner.
Strength of your base then.
Try
to get 2 up there.
Fossil Ridge created some decent chances with these set pieces. Definitely their best chances to score. You got Campana coming back in. He's the one who, speaking of the throws, he's the one who had the flip throw set up the Fort Collins goal. That'll be a nice little highlight later.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, and we talk about it so much in football about getting dinged or even just flat out concussions where you can tell somebody's who's but the amount of headers out here with a full speed ball coming right at you, is it surprised you don't see more of the boys starting to wear headgear or the soft gear, the soft helmet top?
Yeah, there have been, that kind of had its phase where it was used.
Yeah.
And don't see as much. I think the science on that has kind of proven that maybe they're not as useful as they claim, and in some ways more dangerous because people, here's a good chance for Fossil Ridge. Well defended.
Yeah.
But
deflect strong.
But it's one of those you can, if you're wearing that, you almost feel like you can do anything and start trying to use your head as a weapon, which is one of the problems that football fights is. You feel invincible with your helmet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a trick. I mean,
football go back to those old, face mask helmets.
Yeah. Man, there's a big tackle. This is dangerous opportunity for Fossil Ridge. Man, this one as someone who took free kicks. This is right where you want it. You're about 25 yards out. You're just to the side of the goal. You don't really want to be straight on. You want to be slightly angled. And you can pick either corner on this one.
Okay, was that Bergerson or was that Wilhelm that paid the price?
I didn't catch who. I think it's Bergerson. But don't have a number on the free kick taker right now, but this is a dangerous opportunity. Run up and just gets under it. Looked like it was Owen Vangermeersch.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just got under it.
Great night here, though, weather-wise. Still just a light breeze. Keeps everybody huddling together down here below us. We're fortunate to be up here in the press box, high atop French Field. Sky boxes as they were. It'd be bad if the coach, somebody blows a knee trying to catch the ball coming off the pitch.
Probably wouldn't be the first time, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure. No, yeah. Throw in down there, but in front of Campana catches it. I would say if the game, even though it's 1-0, you'd have to say the chances and the play has been to the Fossil side here in those last probably 7 minutes or so. Would you?
Definitely. I think
maybe
Fossil Ridge has to be really happy with this half. They played really well. I'd say they've had more of the ball. Chances are pretty even, and Sabercats definitely had more of it in the last, like you say, 10 minutes or so. They have to be really pleased right now.
Well, know that they've earned them and be there. You know that things will fall. You just have to keep going. That's just you have to play with the laws of statistics there. And
that's where I mentioned that patience earlier. It's really easy to push and kind of put yourself in a vulnerable position by trying to overexert yourself in trying to score the equalizer. Just keep doing what you're doing and trust that'll come.
Saw a great battle there. Manzoni and Campana both.
There's some numbers
got
for
to
Fort
the
Collins.
edge and a shot. Great, nice angle taken by on the save there.
Yeah, that was Katzman coming in. A great opportunity. Big save from Bull back there. And that's huge right there. you know, we're in the last, there's 9 minutes left in half, a score there, and all of a sudden you're feeling really good about how you've played, but you look at the scoreboard, you're down 2.
Yeah. One
Huge
rush
play,
and yeah.
And especially like we mentioned with how Fort Collins doesn't concede much, you don't want to go down 2 in the final minutes here.
Well, and he went out, he left the goal area to cut down the
Close
angle.
the angle,
yeah, that's just smart play.
Yep, and they stayed big. It's one of those, it's easy to go down too early and they can chip it over you. He stayed big, got a big paw on it. Just another. Looked like a little hint of offside, but no damage done. Now he's going to try and spring the attack. That was good ball.
One thing too, it's has there been these same issues where we've had in time past with any of the sports? I mean, soccer or whatever else with the officials count.
It's a big problem. Basically, in every high school sport right now, the official count is pretty low. So you have some games having to shift nights to accommodate officials. And you guys, I know the Loveland-Windsor football game last weekend was moved to Saturday because they didn't have the officials to do Friday, and certainly that's a game you want a good crew on. And all over you see these games shifting nights and times, and you see crews that are overworked, and honestly you have officials who are doing games that are above their pay grade.
Total
Here's
speed
a
now.
Huge break. He has a cross.
Priest
on.
got the cross. He's got the easy feed.
There it is. Wow.
That was,
Fronefell with the goal. Priest with the assist. That was a lightning quick counterattack, and that's where they're dangerous. We've mentioned those guys that if you get up to them in space, they are going to make you pay. And Priest just kind of ran away from the defenders and had the awareness. It's real easy to be selfish and shoot. And he's talented enough. He could score on that angle, but he looked across, saw Fronefell wide open, just slid across.
And the smart thing. Yeah, and Bowles in no man's land.
Yeah, exactly.
And the one defender that tried to come back there, there's still a 2-on-1, and you said just pure speed.
Yep.
And it just was a, like I said, that moment, as soon as they got out there, they went. So 7:15 left here in this half clock running, of course, and it's 2-0 now Lambkins. As you said, the 10 to 12 minutes there that Fossil controlled the pace, controlled the location on the field where most of the play was happening, and then.
Well, you see this so often in not just high school soccer, kind of around the world. If you watch, big league soccer, the first 10 and last 10 of each half are just so huge. And Fort Collins is up 2-0 in the first 10, last 10. They scored about 3 minutes in, then again here with about 7 left. And those are just total game changers. I mean, obviously any goal is big, but there's something that seems more significant when you do it either right after the start of a half or right before the end of one.
Trying to cross there with a shot. Nice job of getting back there. Was I think it was 5. Is that Nag? Arena Nag?
Yeah, I believe so. And this is where Fort Collins senses blood right now.
Yeah, their pace is really picked up.
You kind of want. Yep, they're hitting the accelerator trying to put this one away. And that's what, in any sport, that's what you see from really good teams is when you get an opportunity, you take advantage. But it's a well-defended corner. Fossil has a little counterattack possibility here.
Gets away.
There's that Fort Collins. They just come back in numbers pretty well to defend.
And that's
another aggressive tackle from Rodemaker. I think there's a little talking with the bench. Yeah.
He has that technique down because that's insert and curl around there and do a figure 4 and
let him know you're there.
Sweep the leg. You're not old enough to remember the Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. Under 5 now to play after that quick goal of about 2.5 minutes ago. Collins does lead 2-0. 2-0, I should report. Crossover in front, though. Collins does a nice job of getting bodies back.
couple small shouts for penalty there. He's kind of been they're nipping at the heels there of Manzoni.
There's the crow.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Just the gap was filled right away.
More
4
numbers,
on 4 here too.
And that favors the attack when you're even in numbers.
It's harder to retreat, isn't it?
Yep.
Fossil able to force it back out, get a couple more defenders back in play.
Good tackle there from Willis. Even try and sell that's your throw. Worth a shot. Just pick it up and start playing like it's yours.
Yep.
We got another chance at a flip throw here for Campana. These are impressive no matter what, but especially on these fields where you go from track to turf.
Yeah, I know. It's that footing issue. You have to have done this more than once.
Look at a lot of bodies in there.
Sends it high, a little bit deeper this time. And
that was
Bull
really
just goes
well
out.
played by Bull.
Yeah, he just goes out and said, I'm taking control of this one. Love that aggressive
There
move
was a better angle on that one. You know, the one they scored on the throw was coming right in at the goal, whereas that one was kind of parallel to it, give him a chance to run out and grab it. That's good goalkeeping.
Sometimes you just can't let the ball play you. You have to go take it and play the ball, right?
Yeah, I really like the aggressive nature.
Fortunately, those he cleared it out. It kind of hooked on him, and Collins is back on the offense here again with under 3 to play.
Yeah, last 5 minutes or so for Collins really cranked up the ball control, pressure a bit.
Thanks again to our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, First Bank, Jim's Wings. I still have my Jim's Wings challenge out there. Anybody wants to find me on Twitter, DaveH1923. I will buy the Ram Hot Wings. You eat them. If you finish those 6, I will buy you 6 more if that's really your pain level. But I'll buy you a dozen of whatever the amount is, because they are the best wings in northern Colorado since 1991. Family favorite from our side of town. Always has been. Great sponsors of athletes here in town. If you have a chance to be in any one of those establishments, tell them thanks. Thanks for sponsoring and letting us bring you these athletes and the way they compete week to week here at Poudre School District.
We can have gyms at halftime here or what?
Ooh. Max, I buy you fly. Yeah, that wasn't hard, was it? Yeah. That means you got to come back.
That's the catch.
Yeah, the catch would be you actually have to return with them. I think, Max, you should take my challenge. Yeah.
Oh, man, what a great ball.
Priest out on the low
to Priest.
Yeah.
Another great pass.
And
side netting.
Just
side netting from
too
Fernando
big.
Beltran there.
Yep.
That was a great,
Yeah.
speaking of counterattacks, I think that was Fromfeld that played the long crossfield ball that just dropped over defender's heads right into Priest's foot. Another great cross from him, just wide. And that could have been a dagger there in the last minute.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one. And a good break for the SaberCats that just carried wide. It took me just a split second to realize that was outside that vertical bar. So I saw a lot of net.
I think about knocked off. Fort Collins sets up a GoPro there so they can watch their goals later. I think it just about knocked it off.
Yeah, getting a little repair done to it now. Under 30 to play. There's a lot of above the waist pushing.
Yeah,
I mean, when you see arms extended, etc., you know the context, not just incidental.
Yeah, you can lean into each other pretty good. Dangerous tackle there.
Under 10 to play here in the half.
Take a shot.
Might as well get one in the air and get the tank, but then a little offsides call anyway.
Yep.
The land in here. So after one half, it is 2-0. The Lambkins lead the SaberCats here at French Field. You're watching Stream It Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a Rogue, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
There comes a time in every athlete's life when their participation in sports is coming to an end, and so officiating is a way to stay involved.
The day I started officiating is just as fun.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a Rogue, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
There comes a time in every athlete's life when their participation in sports is coming to an end, and so officiating is a way to stay involved.
The day I started officiating is just as fun as now.
When I'm officiating, making decisions, a decision that's instantaneous, for me there's no greater feeling.
I became an official because I wanted to give back.
Get off the couch and get into the game.
Become an official.
Welcome back here. Second half starting at French Field. Fort Collins Lambkins, Fossil Ridge Sabercats, 5A varsity soccer, and Dave Haase along with Kevin Lytle on the call today. Max Fink on camera. Randy McCoy handling our tech. Great night to be out here. The athletes are competing like crazy, but just two lightning balls by the Lambkins are the difference right now, aren't they?
Yeah, two really different type of goals, kind of bookending the first half there. You had the set piece goal with the flip throw flicked in by Rodemaker, and then the lightning quick counterattack where Priest played it over to Frontenfeld basically for the empty netter to make it 2-0 and with about 7 minutes left and a half. So big goals there, obviously, goes without saying. We'll see how the teams come out to start the second half here. We saw late Fort Collins was really aggressive, kind of look and put this game away. I would expect that.
Yeah.
I would expect that to start the second half here. They'd like to get third and maybe even fourth to sort of secure this, because as we talked earlier, the Front Range League is such a gauntlet that anytime you can get one sort of in the bag and rotate through all your players, get some of your main guys off their legs a little bit.
Well, that's exactly how you build a program too. When you've got the chance, when you're winning begets winning, because more kids play, more people get time on the field. In every sport that way, whether it's basketball, football, or whatever it would be. But got to give credit to Fossil there for about a good 12 minutes. They fairly well dominated the type of play, the sets, everything that was on their side of the field, and controlled the ball more. But then all of a sudden, like you said, it just all of a sudden Collins just decided to turn it up.
Yeah, and I would say Fossil Ridge played Fort Collins pretty much dead even that half. It's just Fort Collins was able to create a couple really dangerous chances and convert them, and often that's the difference between good and really, really good teams, and Fort Collins is shown to be one of those this year.
Beautiful night though here. Well, actually, the breeze has kind of picked up again. The field
flag movement bit
flag
in the
north end. Yeah, a little bit of tape on the uprights for football, but it's a fresh night. Fall arrived a couple of days ago, didn't it?
Yeah, all of a sudden we're waking up low 40s and such. I like it.
Oh yeah, well that makes those 90s were that was everybody was tired of that. Hustle back.
Should be out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think it.
Good defensive play back there.
It's the eye of the beholder. As long as two kids are competing hard and nobody does anything too untoward, it
and
plays
that
itself
was
out.
pretty clean, just battling for a ball, kind of falling over the ball a little bit too. Priest again. I mean, how many times has he found open space?
And the shot right there.
There it is. Another good save.
Boy, Bolt.
Big, strong hands, because that had some sting behind it. That's one. You see those sometimes. They basically go through your hand and in. But Bull.
Talk about the goalie's gloves, too, what they're actually able to wear.
Yeah, you have, I mean, it's pretty padded in the palm region, but on the fingers of them, you have almost a little tougher backing for exactly that, so that your fingers don't get straight back, or else you just break all your fingers. Yeah, exactly. Another
Shot
dangerous corner just over the bar.
Yep.
But yeah, so those gloves, pretty strong on the kind of the backside there to help with exactly that, keeping your hands from being broken.
That ball had some pace on it, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Priest is a kid who can smash the ball pretty good. A lot of power there.
Still a pretty good crowd out here on a Tuesday night watching a couple local teams play. They say some of these kids have probably played on the same team before, played together. Nice little feint there.
Yeah.
Chance of going through it, just cleared out.
Well defended by
Collins.
Dylan Katzman.
Yeah, Katzman just said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you have it, but we're gonna be able to reset."
Yeah, got another one. Bergerson's gonna get the long throw in. It's a good one
to
too.
The air. Boy, just grabbed and taken away.
Yeah, that was in a dangerous spot.
It's one of those. It depends on how you want to see it. I mean, I from games last year watching Gabby McDonald do that on a girls level. It's like, okay, I'm just that instinctive part of the goal. It's like I've got to just go get it.
Yep.
Make the play here. I can settle this.
Yep. Anytime you can get your paws on it, it's better than leaving it to chance or for one of your defenders to have to head out. There's a good ball in.
Ooh, just got away.
That could bounce anywhere on the clearance. I know that was good goalkeeping. Come out and try and clear. Just that could go absolutely anywhere on the clear. Yeah, exactly. That's you gotta go out and get it, because if not, it's a breakaway, which is very low percentage for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, you're defending just the air around you.
Have to take that risk, and it paid off. But yeah, when you're a goalkeeper and you try and blast that and you hear it thud off the guy run at you, your head spins around real quick, seeing if you have to go chase back.
Salute the cheerleaders from both schools out here too. They get a chance to move around and stay warm. There's a lot of people down here. I mean, it's chilly. There's a lot of coats and blankets.
A lot of blankets came out halftime,
yeah, they
didn't
really
they?
did. It's like, what do you got in the car?
Everyone's a little more bundled up right now.
Yep. It's like, what do I have in the car from the other day?
Yeah, all the longtime Colorado folk know doesn't matter if it's August or October, you better have a blanket or a hoodie or something in your car at all times. I've made that mistake. Come out to a soccer game at kickoff, it feels great, and then all of a sudden it's freezing cold and raining and sleeting. There's a great ball.
Set ahead.
That's Bossack with the first ball in to create the chance. Collins got back really well defensively.
Well, and Chunko there, Jack Chunko, the senior defender, he had a pretty strong collision there. I think he took a knee to the top of the head.
Here we go, front fell. Front fell from Priest. How many times have we said that tonight?
And he had a good look again. They're not missing by much.
Yep.
Yeah, he really did. He had the goaltender in an area where it's like, okay, he's got nowhere else to go. You got to close down the closest angle.
Yep. Yeah, he had pretty well closed down, but that's one of those, if you hit perfectly, you can hit the far post, and when he goes off the foot, you kind of sit there and hold your breath. There's Priest again.
Go through there, Bull gets in front of him again. Bull, a lot of activity right away early in this half. Strong start, as you predicted, by the Lambkins, trying to get that third goal, which in soccer is just about like that 4-touchdown lead.
Yeah, Fort Collins with a 3-0 lead is trouble. Justin Stevens' teams are always really well organized, and he knows, or they know, I should say, how to salt a game away once they get that lead. Corner just flicked wide. Not much danger there from Fossil Ridge. They defend it well. You want the guy, if someone's going to get a hit on net for the opposition, you want them right away from the goal because it's really hard to create any sort of power replacement on those, and that's what happened on that one.
Substitution. Chuck getting a chance to come off. I think he's still rubbing the scalp where he took a shot.
Nice flick from Frontenfeld.
Yeah, laid it out in front.
The space from Priest. Oh, he's got pass there. Oh, what a great ball. Great save.
Laid out for it, realized the attack shot was almost played soft, let it just kind of roll and see if he'd overact, and he still got his legs down and saved it.
Yeah, that was a super play all the way around. Priest with a great cut and awareness to find Rodemaker coming in because he had acres of space, great ball across, and then just an excellent save from Bowler to keep Fossil Ridge in the game. Those are so big. I mean, that's when you just rely on your instinct. You kind of know where the ball's going, and you start to make yourself as big as possible because you know there's not going to be any reaction time when you're shooting from 5 yards away from you.
Still a few hardy souls on the east side. All half a dozen of them there. It's
maybe close to their cars.
Yeah, I couldn't figure any other reason why. Fossil Ridge with a chance, a little bit of space here. And how will a coach, actively, it's tough to, you see what you see and you know by experience, but when you talk about the takeaways and the losses, the 50-50 balls that, you're trying to measure the player's effectiveness, at certain positions, you see that more important or not.
Yeah, definitely. And you have, it's got to be a foul on Fort Collins, you'd think, run up the back. Yeah, you certainly have your
cleat marks, your
influential players and positions. First off, I mean, we've talked about Bull certainly has had some nice saves. All starts there. You need your goalkeeper to be a positive influence, and then it kind of goes up the middle. You need a strong central defender, both skill-wise, and then a lot of times that's a captain leader type of position. And then you usually have midfield play. That's sort of your point guard of the team that runs everything, keeps everything organized. So you really need those. So coaches definitely have to find those guys they can really lean on. And those guys, another long throw from Bergerson. It's going to be headed out by Campana for a corner. You really need to lean on those guys throughout the year. They'll play, basically every minute all season long.
In development and everything else, it's like you get the older guys set that example, and the effort out there. If you're not putting out just the physical effort in this game, it shows quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. That
kind of the good no call.
Yeah, that was. I think didn't clearly signal it, but I think that he tried to play advantage there, which is a positive in my mind in soccer. If there's a foul, but the team that was fouled still has the ball and has a chance to create something, you can let the play go, which I think is really positive. I'm not sure he applied it correctly there, but it can be a weapon because that is a very tactical foul. I mean, Fossil Ridge knew Fort Collins was going on the break, and sometimes you just pull a guy down. It's better to take the foul than let him have a chance to score.
Crossover, and just wide
hit
at
just
the ground
wide
level.
by Bergerson. That's a great hit coming down. I mean, those are really hard to time up right, and he connected well, and that just flashed
exactly
wide.
Right. Yeah, just dropped by there.
That's great technique. Because a lot of times what you'll see with those, they end up firing a million miles high because you kind of lean back and end up skying it. Almost looks like a punt. But he got his head over the ball and just smashed it. Great hit.
Fossil picking up the pace now, knowing that, down 2-0, clock running under 30 to play. We're a quarter of the way through the second half. Good hustle back on the takeaway. Yeah, getting a little bit more excited down here. The Fossil folks are loving the pace of play. The Collins folks are saying you don't rub it in. And the first half was the Fossil folks all complaining about the contact, and the Collins going, "What? Who me?" You know, it's the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Bull just slings it down, catches a sideline. Collins has just had the speed or the hustle in the back, you know, to where nobody's really had that moment.
Ooh, that just went wide.
Where they've had a chance to just run in front. You know, where we saw already with Priest and his teammate Fromfeld, where, you know, they just could burst away. They've always had numbers back pretty well, haven't they?
Yeah, they've well, there's danger on the mishit from the goal kick.
Kind of leave him alone. Going to catch one here.
Caleb Schimmel's trying to create some there for Foster Ridge. Just couldn't find that opening.
Yep. Well, Collins kind of did the nice, you know, the smart thing, just laid off him until they got one more defender back. Got those numbers.
Stall till you can get numbers.
Bull hammers it down through the midfield. Beautiful night here in Fort Collins. Thanks for tuning in to Streaming Sports. Thanks for patronizing our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, First Bank, and Jim's Wings. As we said, Jim's Wings, best wings in Northern Colorado. Several years sponsorships out of First Bank and Pedersen Toyota for our NOCO broadcasts, and a lot more to come. We've got a game this Thursday night coming up too. Kev, can you give a little short insight to that?
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a fun one. Pooter and Rocky Mountain, kind of the second of the crosstown games here, and both, let's see if Fort Collins can create a chance here. Good defense play by Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins just was in the right spot and stopped, wouldn't allow him to cross in front of his face, would he?
Yeah, but Rocky Mountain Pooter both having really strong kind of bounce back years. Both, I believe, both missed the playoffs last year. Having really strong seasons. You know, Pooter won 3 games last year. They're already, you know, basically doubling that. They've lost a close one to Broomfield last week. Gave up the game-winning goal in the final 3 minutes, as we mentioned earlier. Rocky Mountain had a close loss to defending champ Broomfield just before this game. So those teams are really on the bounce back. Both looking like playoff teams fighting for playoff positioning. We'll see how they fare in front range league play, but I'm really excited to see how those two look on Thursday night. And that should be a fun one. Pooter Rocky is always a good game. In any sport, really, isn't it?
Yep. West side.
Here's Priest. He's just having a game, as he usually does.
Well, if he's out in space, you can tell there's just that difference.
You can't give him space because his, as we mentioned earlier, the speed and ball control with the speed is kind of next level type of stuff. Definitely next level type of stuff. He's a kid that certainly will be playing in college. Great
Pushed
cross off the post.
Off the post, but now cleaning it up. Bounce right back to him.
Fernando Beltran with the goal.
And that's the thing, when everybody sees the carom and one player's moving, he just jogs right by and had an easy put away.
Yep, I think they're going to go having a little discussion, make sure that wasn't offside. That's one of those tricky ones. You have to know where he was when the shot that hit the post was when that shot was taken.
Yep. Well,
looked like he was probably even. We don't have the best angle from 60 yards away, but
he did take a step to approach it. So whether that
assistant
happens.
referee was right where she should be and said it's good to go, and that's a killer goal. 3-0 Fort Collins with 25 minutes left now.
Fossil's just going to take that. They just about fire one there because he's almost daring him to try to take that middle. Nobody's letting up on the intensity, though. That's for sure. They're still
no, definitely not.
Still one to play.
There's, yep.
What a great job stopping
Caleb
that
Schimmels
ball.
has had a couple of those where
Yeah.
he's been close to breaking through, just hasn't quite beat the last man.
I think that was Sanders down there, Thatcher Sanders, that had that stop, didn't it? He just
I think so.
The ability to not only place yourself in front, out of harm's way, but then also stop the ball and your body the same motion.
Schimmels with a shot from distance. I think he saw a goalkeeper out a little bit, was thinking of trying to go up and over.
A little bit of frustration too. They're working hard and not getting those looks.
Yeah, that's what can be tough when you have, play as well as they did, especially in that later half of the first half, and then have Fort Collins kind of score one against the run play, make it 2-0. Oof, Priest just flashes one wide.
Yeah,
he's feeling it tonight.
Yeah, that was a shot where not too many of the kids even think of that with that kind of look on the ball. Because that was out near the 20, 23-yard line on the football numbers.
He was a ways out there, and from not a great angle.
Collins not letting up on the pressure.
Yep, Priest again. You just don't want to be one-on-one with him.
Ball right in front of the goal. Fossil trying to surround it, get the ball through there. Get it out, just get it out of play where they got some space to clear it, and they do.
Fort Collins really finding some spaces now. Oh. Strong shot.
Just tall enough.
Yeah, that's the freshman right there, Oliver Ramirez.
Because that was that. Yeah.
And it was one of those, you're kind of moving one way, shoot back across the other, get the goalkeeper kind of on the wrong foot, but it was a good save there from Bull.
Yeah, that you could tell he was at the extent of his reach right there.
Yep.
Not much more room left.
That's why you buy your goalie gloves about half size bigger than you need. Priest,
tipped it up by Bull, but then just the easy put back. Two of them coming off.
That's Ramirez. That was another shot from Priest, a great save. I think Bull got a little tip on it to push off the post, but
yeah, he did.
Kind of had defenders were watching a little bit, and Ramirez came in to finish it off. That's good awareness from the freshman.
Can't stop
there.
moving. Yeah. Yeah, if you stop moving or start yourself up again, but after the play goes there, Ramirez kept going, and
sort of
2 goals in a row.
In basketball, when you see guys watch a shot instead of going to chase a rebound, box out a rebound, it's the exact same thighs. It's easy to do. Just once you kind of sit there and watch, thinking either it's going in or wide, and then it hits the post and comes straight back out, and you're flat-footed, and the forward is running onto it. Forwards are always running onto it, man. They smell blood. Forwards love goals. That's a big. Yeah, that's 2 goals in about 4 minutes for Fort Collins to really kind of put this away.
We're at 22 and change, and that's a tall
They've
order
given
now.
up 6 goals all season. So quite a uphill battle for Foster Ridge. This is where you start looking for small victories. If you're Zach Speed on the sideline, you're saying, let's win these 20 minutes. And what a save
too! Clicked it out of there and reached up and got it again.
Wow, 2 good saves. It was a great corner in.
Yeah, Gilbert, his length there certainly showed, didn't it? Because that was just a swat.
Again,
that was like a block in the paint.
That first one, you needed every inch on you there to make the save.
And that's a little disheartening too. Fossil worked so hard to get it down there. Had 2 attempts and just good goal play.
Yeah, I think it may have been Boswick that had the first header that was saved. And that's what I was saying right there. If you're Coach Speed and Foster Ridge, see if wow, Priest, another great shot and a good save from Bull.
Bull is
one of those
getting
you just get your hand up as quick as possible, just get fingers on it.
And if you look at just the adrenaline spikes in those moments where he knows the shot's coming, and that he had to climb up and get that one because that was
and that's a chance out of nowhere. I mean, the ball's kind of rolling across. Priest had a sort of awkward way to turn and hit it, and he's about 30 yards out, and he just smashes it. That's a college-level shot.
Pushing it quick back upfield.
See the urgency from Fossil.
Yeah, throw ahead. Yeah, you can't coach speed. It showed there. Both those players moving downfield. That was just kind of getting in the way, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's one of those. Run up the back, slow down the counterattack a little bit. You're fine taking a foul like that.
Yep. And we do have another.
It's Pooter Rocky week.
Yep,
huh?
It's Pooter and Rocky on Thursday for soccer, and then we've got Pooter and Rocky on Friday night here in football. So, as usual,
fun 2 days.
French field, it gets a lot of use. And a hug and a pull and a turn.
Schimmels is really active in the second half trying to create something here.
Well, it's like you said you're fighting to win just 120-minute time. And
some nippy at the heels. You can see frustration too. It's easy. And in any game, especially a rivalry one like this. Tensions.
Don't do that again. Yes, sir. I have no idea what he just told me. Yeah. He's, the referee, gives him that little short little time. Says, okay, that's we're not doing that until the next time. These kids are competitive. That's part of the game.
Yep.
You go till it's called.
Definitely. Keep pushing.
They can send it down middle. Oh, I saw that like I did. All of a sudden, Priest almost had a chance for a little look.
A lot of space, yeah. Yeah, and you can see why I say he's an all-state player, and it's basically no doubt. All-state, and depending on how the Lampkins do, he could make a run at being player of the year in 5A. He's that talented. And a big part why, that front three, Phil, Rademacher, Priest is a big part why. Oh, no.
There's an own goal.
And those are tough. Rademacher plays into a really dangerous spot, and that's why you flash those across the front goal there, is to, not necessarily just find your guy, but those are so hard to defend.
Yeah.
Because you're facing the wrong way of where you want to clear, because you run back at your own goal, and that'll happen every now and then.
But it still goes up on the board, so that makes it a 5-0 game with 8:15. Clock was stopped and now back in motion. Put the ball back in play. And here's a shot, and I think he just kind of nonchalanted that one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was maybe getting a little cheeky with that, trying to go up and over.
Yeah, because he had a chance to bury that one in about 10 different places.
Yeah, they see some goals. They're not letting up, as you wouldn't really expect in a Collins Fossil game, would you?
No, I was like that. That one had the easiest shot I've seen him had all night, or anybody have almost.
We do have a kind of cool story between the coaching staffs here. Justin Stevens, longtime Fort Collins coach. Zach Speed is the Fossil Ridge coach. Zach Speed played for Justin Stevens at Fort Collins, was part of a state championship team for Justin at Fort Collins. So these two go a long way back. It's pretty cool. I was joking with Justin before a game and say you just don't start doing the math when you start running into kids you coach, right? About how many years you've been there, but it's definitely really cool for them. Obviously, every team you coach is special, but especially one that goes to a state champion or wins a state title with you is pretty cool. And then to have him coach a mile down the road from you is pretty neat. So certainly friendly rivalry. And
well, you put the game back in. Somebody you're extending the game through.
And that's one of the ways communities like Fort Collins continue to have great soccer, as you sort of regenerate that way. Mentors helping grow the future. And it's funny, Broomfield was here just before, and Stevens played for the Broomfield coach, he told me. Now he's here coaching against Zach, who played for him. Zach's
small fraternity.
Zach's assistant is his sister Megan. Megan played at Fort Collins. She played at UNC before transferring to CSU when they started their program a few years back. So kind of the whole circle here. So a lot of cool stuff there. And like I say, obviously schools are rivals, but I was down there earlier when Justin and Zach kind of shared a hug, and always happy to see each other. So that's pretty cool to have that connection.
Substitutions starting to happen for both squads. 15:40 left here in the match, 5-0. Pretty much been no doubt since about 20-25 left here, and just those quick 2 goals there.
Yep. That, I think, as we said at the late in the first half when Fort Collins scored to go up 2-0, that can be a big one, not just on the scoreboard, but the mental warfare that plays of, if you're Fossil and go into half down 1-0, you're feeling pretty good because you played well, but all of a sudden they score that second one late, and it feels like such a bigger gap. And then we rightly thought that Fort Collins would come out really aggressive because teams like them like to finish opponents, and they did.
Long shot that taken there, just trying to keep that one down and make a play in front of the goal. It didn't happen. Boy, it's almost so we could almost turn the heat on up here, couldn't we? Now it's getting to be.
Well, I couldn't, but you're a little older than me.
I'm a lot older than you, actually.
We can bring blankets Thursday if you need.
Yeah, might be an idea.
You are wearing shorts, so whose fault is it really?
Yeah, Mom didn't dress me well this morning.
Mom would be so disappointed.
Yeah, well, that's a list for her.
She's saying that's the least of my worries.
Yeah. Glad I'll leave that one for the masses to wonder about.
Another dangerous
Got a hustle
ball
back there, and he's going to be able to get it. Yep.
That's a nice sliding finish from Beltran.
Yep.
Bull almost had that, kind of slid out from the fingertips. Those are tough as you're sliding to try and grab it. And Beltran finished well, because that's a tricky one. That was running away from him, but good finish.
Just as you said, the athleticism to make that kind of shot's pretty impressive. And now Collins only missing the extra point.
Yep, and you can see they're subbing off some of the big guns.
Yeah,
like we said, anytime you can get them a little extra rest.
I'm not even sure was Bull in there that time, or they already made the.
No, that's true. I may miss. Yeah, you're right. I think they had made the sub.
Yep.
To Harvey.
Yep.
So my apologies there.
But not sure that really mattered. That's a welcome to the.
That is another, like you were mentioning earlier, the experience. Obviously, that didn't go how you would want in goal, but really good chance to get game experience at this level. I mean, how often does a sophomore get to play against a top 5 type of team? So really good chance to start learning and growing, because he has a good chance to be the guy next year, and that's the case for a lot of these players on both sides. Now you're certainly playing for this year to try and earn the coach's trust. So maybe if there's an injury or whatever, they'll use you, but also you're fighting for your spot next year, because coaches remember how these final 10 minutes are used. The intelligence, intensity that you use is important.
Well, there's no faulting the effort of either one of these teams tonight.
This has been an intense game.
No quarter given, none asked, right?
Got Wilhelm's going to play this free kick in, and that's a great ball. Very dangerous ball from Wilhelm.
Came in really clean.
That's one, exactly. You play it on goal hoping for a deflection, but even if it doesn't, the goalie may be so worried about a deflection that could be misplayed.
Yeah, nobody crossed it. Nobody drew his eye from something else there. The ball just stayed to the left, and kind of by design, but then it worked to the goalie's favor that time. Got a spot here. A little kick in front. Just the 1-2 things, but the third thing seems to happen for Collins each time.
Yep. Even with the kind of change in personality, you can still see them defending in numbers really well. And again, that's where kind of program-wide depth and consistency pays off. And that's how you can, even when you graduate almost a full squad like they did last year, that's why you can go and be good the next years, because kind of expectations are the same no matter what level you're at.
When you get leadership in practice and on the field during the games, every sport is like that, and seniors set that tone. And if that's, the younger players see that, you get a chance to carry that on, as you said. That's how you build these programs and keep that tradition going.
Yep. And certainly credit, when we're talking soccer excellence, goes to the clubs up here. Arsenal's a big one. Storm is another big one that have a lot of kids playing, some kind of scattered throughout other parts of Colorado, Real, Colorado, occasionally Colorado Rush. And just the overall excellence of soccer. And throughout the state, it's not just a Fort Collins thing. Certainly soccer in Colorado is really good. And you can see it up here and throughout the Front Range League. And really, that's one of the ways Front Range League has become sort of the dominant league, is those big clubs are sort of anchored in the cities where the FRL teams are. And so it pays off, and it's good to have.
Header there on the goal kick was just wide.
Down to 11 minutes left here. Fort Collins up 6-0. Yeah, getting a chance to sort of empty the bench, get everyone some time.
Harvey sends it out midfield. Still pushing it hard, but it's the okay. I want to play smart and burst, but the overall, does everybody keep running? And it's kind of like the sand going out of the hourglass. You know it's coming to an end here pretty quickly, and you want to make that one play, as you said, win that final 5 minutes, win that 10 minutes, whatever it would be.
Yeah, definitely want to play smart here. Not do anything that could create any problems with officials or anything like that.
Well, and that's just
that can happen late in these games, rivalry games.
Junior Nag there just showed exactly what he meant. He defended, he ran all the way back, just not to give up just a very limited cross shot there that was going to happen. Still have officials up here in the stands.
Yeah, I don't know how we have such an official shortage, because it sure sounds like there are a lot of them here.
I've heard plenty of male and female voices that would be pretty sure they know what they're doing. There's applications available, as they say.
Yeah, I think Jess would be happy to have you.
Yeah. And up, and just the length. What another great save.
Yeah, that's a nice save.
Yeah. He's hadn't had a lot of traffic around him. And just that length is enough to it. Nice play by Harvey there, not to let that come to him, but going out and getting it.
Go clear quickly. There's some space out wide that just clipped the heel.
Eight and a half to play. Beautiful night here at French Field. Crosstown rivalry game, and as they go through the conference, like you said, here in the next couple of weeks.
It's a good tackle.
Yeah, it really was. Kids are still competing hard.
Another freshman, Liam McGee, making a tackle there for Fort Collins. But yeah, the Lampkins play Broomfield Thursday, number 6. Broomfield, so number 5 versus number 6, and rematch of that semifinal last year. And that one will have a big say in a lot of things: league standing, RPI standing, ranking, eventual seeding, and everything. And nothing else, just a good chance for each team to kind of gauge how they stack against another Final Four type of team, because both Broomfield and Fort Collins, I think, have legitimate arguments that they could make a run to that Final Four semifinal grouping there.
SaberCats take a little control, got a little run going here. Under 7 to play now. Not too many more chances left. They got to get it down here to get that one, to get that, like you said, just win that moment. Have that one part of that game for all your efforts.
Yep.
That was a goalie just knowing the real estate he occupied right there, letting that go instead of grabbing it.
Yep. Although it looks like it apparently took a deflection somewhere along the way, got a corner kick. So.
I thought it was pretty clean.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Obviously, a goalkeeper didn't, or else he would have gone and grabbed it. But another chance for Foster Ridge here. See if they can get one. Get a little good field.
A little high, a little deep.
There it
goes.
That's in.
Yeah, that was off the back.
It's a great header.
And I couldn't tell who got that from the back, but gotta tell you what, for those that stayed the night, rewarded, and they're celebrating. Yeah. Like I said, that's the student section. They've been hollering for them the whole night. So I
think that might have been Bergerson.
I thought so too, just by that where he's been coming from athletically there too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Bergerson. That was a great header off the post and in. He got up too, elevated to reach that high point and get a lot of snap in the header.
Yeah, physically, I would say I'd about bet that would have been him, just because that's the type of athlete moves we've seen tonight.
Yep. And they've been dangerous on those. You can see how they can create some goals from those set pieces.
Well, and just to avert the shutout.
Yep.
Still controlling it down here. 5.5 to go.
A little extracurricular.
Yeah, that was.
I think that's going to lead to a card.
You're going to get the look there. Yep. Not really surprised there.
Nope.
Back to play now. You know, you get the younger players in, getting chances to go. Booth is going to go back in at goalie now. Nice job of going over to the sophomore and saying, hey, great effort out there.
Yeah.
There's a kinsmanship there back in that when you're like the Maytag repairman of the team, because you're awful lonely by yourself.
They're their own little cult, yeah.
Had a look, but a little
hit by
airmailed.
Haase, just a little high, sailed on him.
Yeah, I think you're right. We might have to bust out the jeans here later in the week.
Going down to the Rockies tomorrow. I'm going to have to bring my sweatshirt.
Yep. Yeah, fall baseball is when it really gets going, gets the area going. But, you know, we've got so many sports. Everything's kind of starting to come from everybody. Your mid-season in football, volleyball, soccer, and you know, the pack starts to separate. You know, who's got a chance to look further on, who's got aspirations, and then those who you kind of expected to be there are starting to cement that look and have a chance to show. You know, Collins is certainly, as you're saying, chance to make that niche on Thursday against Broomfield. Good push and attempt there. Large moon rising coming there, just to the peeking over the trees, straight out there. That's the orange dot in your far part of your screen, just starting to rise above the trees here, looking east out of French Field. Clear night. If you're the stargazer type, it's certainly a time of year. Take advantage of these crisp, full nights, but right now it's soccer, and Booth back in making a, just saw where he just kept moving laterally there. He kind of had it covered, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he was under control there. Good save. Down to about just over 2 minutes left in this one. Fort Collins got moved to 5-1-1 the season, 3-1 in league play. 1-6-1 for the SaberCats, looking for a first league win.
Yeah, in a really tough league, you can have a pretty decent team, even with Fossils, still looking for that first win in the league.
Well, there's a reason. I mean, I think it's at least 2, if not 3 straight years the Front Range League has had 2 of 3, or 3 of 4, I should say, semifinal teams. It's pretty standard. Broomfield, Boulder, Fort Collins, Legacy occasionally. Fairview can get in there every now and then. Obviously, Fossil Ridge had theirs a couple of years ago. It's pretty consistent that the Front Range League will have at least half, if not more, of the semifinal groupings. And that's about all you need to know about the league, I guess.
Yeah, that's tells you if you can compete and finish in your top half here, you're pretty salty.
Yeah, well, I've talked to Justin Stevens a lot about that over the years. Of it can be a grind and wear you out, and occasionally injuries from wear and tear because the games are so tough. But if you can get through the regular season, you're feeling pretty good going into playoffs, because there's no one even if you're a low seed, there's no one you're going to face that isn't the type of team you've played before from playing the Broomfields and Fort Collinses and Boulders and everything. Mm-hmm. So, and that's one of the reasons that helped Fossil Ridge as a 30 seed go into the Final Four a couple years ago. It's like, well, shoot, I mean, we've seen all teams of this level. It's no big deal.
40 seconds to play. We have a little stop.
A little injury substitution.
Yep.
Beltran hobbling off.
It gets
looks like he'll be all right.
Enough for the night there. But a nice night up here at French Field, showcasing a couple local teams, and Collins just really, showing the depth they've got, the outstanding players they got up front. Like to make sure once again, Thursday is going to be Poudre and Rocky Mountain. And Friday night football back on the field with the 2 O's will be Rocky Mountain and Poudre. Tune in to Stream of Sports when you have those chances. Follow your local athletes, follow athletes in Northern Colorado, see the teams you're about to play. Thanks again to our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, First Bank, and Jim's Wings. And under 10 to play, and that's going to wrap it up here from French Field. And you hear the horn sound just as this game ends, 6-1. Lambkins have it all over the scoreboard, but boy, great effort for both teams here tonight. So for Kevin Lytle, Max Fink on camera, Randy McCoy running our computer and tech tonight, I'm David Haase. Thanks for tuning in to Stream of Sports. We'll see you later in the week.
It's Northern Colorado High School Soccer, live on Stream It Sports Snowco. This broadcast has been brought to you by Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.